Greetings, God's beloved. Welcome to today's devotional. Hope you enjoyed your Sunday. Hope you had a chance to spend some time in worship, whether it was online or just quiet time in your own home or someplace out in nature, where you were able to recognize how beloved you are of God and to praise and glorify Him through prayer and song and just generally through worship. So our week begins with Psalm 45. My heart overflows with a goodly theme. I address my verses to the King. My tongue is like the pen of a ready scribe. You are the most handsome of men. Grace is poured upon your lips. Therefore, God has blessed you forever. Gird your sword on your thighs, O mighty one, in your glory and majesty. In your majesty, ride on victoriously for the cause of truth and to defend the right. Let your right hand teach you dread deeds. Your arrows are sharp in the heart of the king's enemies. The people fall under you. Your throne, O God, endures forever and ever. Your royal scepter is a scepter of equity. You love righteousness and hate wickedness. Therefore, God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of gladness beyond your companions. Your robes are all fragrant with myrrh and aloe and cassia. From ivory palaces, stringed instruments make you glad. Daughters of kings are among your ladies of honor. At your right hand stands the queen in gold of Ophir. Hear, O daughter, consider and incline your ear. Forget your people and your father's house, and the king will desire your beauty. Since he is your Lord, bow down to him. The people of Tyre will seek your favor with gifts, the richest of the people with all kinds of wealth. The princess is decked in her chamber with gold woven robes. In many colored robes she is led to the king. Behind her the virgins, her companions, follow. With joy and gladness they are led along as they enter the palace of the king. In the place of ancestors, you, O king, shall have sons. You will make them princes in all the earth. I will cause your name to be celebrated in all generations, and therefore the people will praise you forever and ever. So this is an unusual psalm in that it is marking and celebrating a wedding. So you probably noticed the language in there about the king being decked out in his finest and the queen being decked out in her finest in the gold and just so a celebration, if you will, a party is taking place, and this is something that probably was a part of that celebration. This psalm would have been sung or read in honor of a king's marriage and the union between two people, a husband and a wife. And certainly, weddings and are often some of the best and most fun celebrations that we can participate in. And having attended many weddings myself and officiated quite a few of them as well, there's just something special and unique about that union between two people in holy matrimony that is, well, something that is given from God. And now, having been isolated and quarantined for almost 3 months now, wouldn't we all die for a wedding or a party or a celebration of that kind? Something to think about that the next time we are gathered, that it is an opportunity for us to thank and praise God, not specifically or just only for a wedding or a union, but for the way that we are communal people, if you will. And I think that's what's probably made this quarantine thing so hard for so many, especially those who don't have anybody that they're living with, no spouses, no companions, no roommates or anything. The isolation can be awful. I can only imagine. And that's because we are created to be in unity, created to be in relationships with other human beings as well as in our relationships with God. When God created human beings, He didn't create just one. Well, depending on which part of Genesis you read, that He said when He saw Adam that they could not find a suitable companion for him. And so Eve was made from his rib. But beyond just the idea of it being a gender thing or a husband and a wife thing being in union, because I don't think that's exclusively what was meant by that passage, that it is evidence to me that we were not only meant to be in union and relationship and fellowship with God, but with one another too. And that is something that we can definitely celebrate and rejoice in, even though we have not seen most of the people that we're close to, our friends and our family, in quite some time. When was the last time you had a hug from somebody that wasn't living in your house, or someone that you were close to? That one of those things that we really long for, and that really is a gift from God. Those partnerships, those relationships, those friendships that we have, the families that we're a part of, are all blessings from God. And those don't change because we can't see each other. Those are still things that exist. Those bonds still exist. God has woven us together in a fabric in our world that is just like a quilt or a blanket. They're inseparable, and those people in our lives become very, very special to us. And yes, we long for them, and yes, we pine to have that physical contact with some of those people again, and just to see them. It is a reminder to me, and hopefully for you, of how important those people are. And when this is all over, maybe we go back and we are better friends. We are better sons, daughters, sisters, brothers, cousins, whatever it is, and cherish and value those relationships we have with people that we probably took for granted during our time. Give thanks to God for the people that He's put in your life, friends, family, neighbors, whoever they might be, because they truly are a gift from God. And hopefully, if you're like me, you have been blessed with an abundance of people in your life, and certainly a reason for us to rejoice and give thanks. That's our devotion for today. Tomorrow, Psalm 46. Until then, be safe and be well.